Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I said, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is the Great Voodini. My name is the Great Voodini. And I am a collector of strange artifacts and bizarre curiosities. I have in my hand a book of the National Nursery Rhymes published in 1888. Among occultists and collectors of such items, this is known as the most nasty book ever written. I cannot tell you now the backstory of this book, but it includes occultists, Catholic mystics, and an attempt to overthrow the throne of England. Or as I like to call it, a good old-fashioned Saturday night. In a moment, I will recite some quality poems from this National Book of Nursery Rhymes, but I warn you, they are very nasty, and if you are offended, the door is there. But if you choose to remain, then you do so of your own free will. With that warning in place, I shall begin. There was a young priest whose brain was deranged from the use of cocaine. He lured a small child to a hillside, dark and wild, where he beat it to death with his cane. Is it too much? No, I do worry sometimes that it's just too much, but if you're sure, I'll continue. A nurse, motivated by spite, tied her infant patient to a kite. She launched it with ease on the afternoon breeze and waved as it flew out of sight. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Augustus, for spilling his soup, was put out for the night on the stoop. In the morning he'd not repented a jot, and the next day he was dead. That one escalates quite quickly, doesn't it? A headstrong young woman from Ealing threw her 3-week-old child at the ceiling. When quizzed why she did, she said to be rid of a strange, overpowering feeling. And the bloody thing wouldn't stop screaming. There was a young woman whose stammer was atrocious, and so was her grammar. But the situation was not improved when her husband was moved to smash in her teeth with a hammer. Is it just too much, do you think? I don't know when it's too much. An innocent virgin named Little Midge was cruelly tricked into marriage, when she later found out what the marital bed was all about. She hurled herself under a carriage. As well as these original compositions, the National Book of Nursery Rhymes also has a bit of a go at the classics. Jack and Jill went up the hill to play at Mother and Father. Jill had the clap, and so did Jack, very shortly after. Up Jack got and home did trot as fast as he could caper. He felt quite sick, so wrapped his man parts in vinegar and brown paper. Jill came in and she did grin to see Jack's brown paper plaster. Mother, vexed, whipped her next for causing Jack's disaster. This book, I should explain, was devised to corrupt the minds of English children and thereby bring about the end of the British Empire. And there is also a poem in here that encourages people to make a living from gambling, and children in particular. And I have here a pack of cards, and I need a volunteer. Who could I choose for my volunteer? I must find my book. No, sir, not you. This isn't my first rodeo. I wonder, madam, would you be my volunteer? Will you hold the National Book of Nursery Rhymes, often described as the nastiest book ever written? And as a collector of such items, I should point out that if one was to believe that an inanimate object could be haunted, could be, as the psychics who practice psychometry will explain, have absorbed the energy and the evilness of the people who wrote it, then I would ask you to hold this book and hold it tenderly. I also have here a pack of cards. I'm going to place the cards on top of the book, and I want you to allow one card, one plain card, to emerge in your mind. Don't tell us what that card is, but just let one card appear in your mind. Have you got a card in mind? She has. The lady nods for yes. Wonderful. I will take the book away. Did you feel any strange vibrations from the book? The lady nods for yes. Don't you? I will hand you the cards. What I want you to do is look through the cards and find that card that you're thinking of. Can you do that? And then once you've found that card, place it face down upon the haunted book. In your own time. No rush. We're here for the long time, not the good time. Oh, wonderful. Place it there, wonderful. I'll place the rest of the cards in the box, thank you very much. In your own time, again, yes, thank you, wonderful. Nearly done, and can you give the card back to me? Wonderful. So now, I will recite the poem that encouraged the innocent children of Victorian England to undertake gambling. And the poem goes like this. Gamble with cards, you girls and boys. Why work for a living when the world and all its toys can be yours on the turn of a card? Gambling is easy, working is hard. But there's one piece of advice before I go. The wisdom of the ages you must not forego. Only a fool would gamble on a hand that's made with that unluckiest of cards, the ace of spades. Madam, what card did you think of in your mind?
Well, with Lemmy there, it had to be the ace of spades.
Ah, the ace of spades. And you're not just colluding, you're not just saying that just to be nice. No, the ace of spades, ladies and gentlemen. Please give her a round of applause. And it does appear that the haunted book continues to hold a strange thrall over mere mortals.